Hi, I'm Carly from The Divine Show, and I'm joined here today with Niall McCrae, who's just done an interview with our lovely ladies Leilani and Jenna, but he's absolutely been inundated with more questions from the viewers at home, which I'll be asking him now. So at what stage should you ask for a union rep to be involved?
Well, obviously I'm biased. I would say that you should join the Workers of England union. And if you're in one of the other unions, such as Unison, or a professional body such as the Royal College of Nursing, the reality is they are not going to defend you against this no jab, no job mandate. So I would strongly suggest you think hard about leaving the union that you're already in and coming over to us. So we will represent you as soon as it's necessary. So what seems to be happening is that there is a series of 2 or 3 vaccine consultation meetings. Now, what employers will often do, managers will often say, it's just an informal meeting. No, it isn't. If a meeting is about potential termination of your contract, it is, by definition, a formal meeting. So we would say, tell us about any meeting that you've been invited to, and if it's about the vaccine, we will provide you a representative for that meeting.
And another question from a health visitor. They've received a letter to discuss with the managers about support to be vaccinated or termination of their contract. She says, is it worth me attending the meeting when I know I won't be getting the vaccine?
In the situation that we've got with no jab, no job, there are meetings that we sometimes advise a member not to attend. Now, I'll talk a bit more about exemptions shortly, but if you as a worker have fulfilled your obligations by submitting an exemption, which is a provision under the law, then there may be no good reason for you to continue to attend vaccine consultation meetings because you've already made clear you're not going to take the vaccine. So this can be a form of intimidation and harassment by the employer, in which case we would suggest that the member does not attend. Always inform your management that you're not going to attend, but there is no good reason to attend if you've already done what's required of you.
Are there any exemptions?
The Workers of England brought out a self-declaration of exemption for clinical reasons for the care home staff. And these were being used by well over 1,000 of our members in the care homes. The government got wind of this and decided to bring out their own much more restrictive exemption process. But the confusion is between guidelines and the law. The law simply states that the worker can be exempt for clinical reasons. It doesn't say anything about medical assessment. It doesn't provide arbitrary eligibility criteria, and there's no time limit. But the guidelines that were issued by the Department of Health and Social Care in October for the care home staff, which I believe is a direct response to the Workers of England exemption process, did all those things. They put in a time limit. They have very strict and almost impossible eligibility criteria, and there's a requirement for medical assessment with full view of the worker's medical notes. Now, those requirements all go against what is normally done with disabilities and health conditions under the Equality Act. And that's why the government did it this way. They couldn't pass such a restrictive regime in law. So they've done it through guidelines instead. And what you will find with the NHS, I'm sure, just as we saw with care homes, is that the NHS will be telling workers who don't want the vaccine that the only way that they can get an exemption is through this Department of Health and Social Care exemption process, which is deliberately designed to ensure that almost nobody has an exemption. The important thing is, and that we will make this point stridently in any hearings, is that those guidelines are not law. And furthermore, those guidelines are actually unlawful because they're a contravention of the workers' rights under the Equality Act.